Welcome back. I noticed that there are 5 new bots on chess.com for Women's History Month. I have already played the first 3. I am now going to try to play the 4th one. The first 3 that I played were Jane Goodall, Hedy Lamarr, and Ada Lovelace. So 1 from the United States and 2 from the United Kingdom. The 4th one is Mary Jackson, rated 1200 from the United States. Anyway, Mary Jackson made history as NASA's first black female engineer. Her story is featured in the 2016 movie Hidden Figures, which I have seen. It's a pretty decent movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out, which celebrates her accomplishments as a pioneer and leader. I usually beat bots rated 1200. Hopefully that will remain true today. I'm going to let the computer choose the colors. It looks like I'm going to get the white pieces, so yes, I will play d4 and see what the bot does in response. Okay, we have knight to f6, which is a normal response. I will play c4, aiming to get this knight out here. I expected e6, but instead we're getting the King's Indian defense. I think we can just do this. I'm going to go ahead and play e4, taking a big center. This is the normal variation, I believe. The good thing about this for white is that white controls all these squares with pawns. It's a lot of control, as well as controlling two of them with the knight. I think I can play knight to f3 here and control one more square. I want to say that e5 is the next push by black, but I'm not 100% certain. Because again, at our level especially, we see quite a few variations early on in the opening. I think is all normal. Pretty sure the bot has not made a mistake yet. I also don't know which of these bishop moves is the best right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to play one of them. I think if I play bishop to d3, it cuts off the queen's defense of the d-pawn, but the d-pawn's not under attack right now, and it is protected by this knight. And that would allow me to castle. So that's what I'm going to play. Bishop to d3 and then castle, depending on what the opponent does. The opponent has moved out of the way of the bishop, but what are they aiming at? Because if I castle and they take that, I'll just take their knight with my with my king, and I will be up a piece for a pawn. But then maybe they can play something like this and get their queen out. So should I delay castling? Maybe that's also meant to keep me from putting my dark squared bishop there. Or should I play h3 now to kick that knight out? Will the knight go away if I do that? I don't know. And then is the knight just going to go back where it was? Oh, it did go back where it was. Okay. Well, then I'll castle. I used to be much more hesitant about castling because I always got trapped over there, but I think I'm getting better at knowing when it's okay to castle. Now that rook move, I'm pretty sure is aiming to play e5, but I think I can prevent e5 right now. Pretty sure. I think if they play e5, I just take it, don't I? What's that doing? And do I meet that with a4? I don't know. I think I can also play d5 right now. Not sure at all. Let's just go ahead and play a4 then. I don't know about the bot, but the person that the bot is based on, Mary Jackson, is very, very smart, good at math and calculations, so maybe the bot is too. See, I can't yet come in here because I think if I played knight to b5, I think it would just get attacked by this pawn move, and also it wouldn't really be threatening anything in there just yet. And I shouldn't play this yet, or should I? Should I move the rook over and then play b4 to try to break through over here? Or should I get the queen off the back rank? And if so, should it go here to get behind the bishop? Maybe that's what I should do, is get the queen off the back rank so I can connect the rooks, then worry about something like this. Okay, that knight has retracted itself. Maybe aiming for over here, but then where's it going? If I go here, can that bishop just drop back? I think the bishop just drops back, doesn't it? It's worth a shot. Let's see what happens. They could just take it. Oh, they didn't take it. Well, I guess I'll wait. I was going to take there, but this knight is aiming for this spot, which is a really good spot for it. And I can't yes, I can defend against that by dropping the knight back. Well, should I do that then? And now I have 2 pieces defending that square. Oh, their bishop moved out that way. Now I can put a knight in here, although I don't know what it would be doing. It would be aiming at those 2 pawns, but I'm not going to sacrifice it for one of those. I could also just pull the bishop back, but then they could take and I could take. And we would have just traded dark squared bishops, which is what I was aiming at anyway. Or I could go ahead and play b5 now. If they took, I could take and be threatening that knight. Let's try it. Oh, they took, and I take. And then here, I guess. Now that knight's coming around this way, isn't it? Okay. I need to get this rook off of that diagonal. I definitely do, because of that bishop down there. Let's put it here. And then when they play their knight move, oh, that one, okay. I was just going to drop this back one this way, so I could keep defending that pawn. Wait. Now they have two pieces aiming here. But if I drop the queen back here or here to defend that pawn, then I lose that one. All right. Well, which one's more important? I don't know. Which one is more important? I certainly wouldn't like the bishop to be sitting there, but that's what's going to happen. If I drop the queen back here to protect the A pawn, they're going to take that with the knight. When I take back with my knight, they're going to take with their bishop and have a bishop sitting right there in the middle of the board. And there's not much I can do about it. That's frustrating. But if I drop back here or here to defend that pawn, then they can take this one. But I have to move my queen. So I'm going to move it there, and they're going to take this pawn? Yes. All right. I think I have to take back. And then they take back with their bishop. And I'm down a pawn now. Okay. And I have 3 pawn islands, separated pawns. Wow. Not great. And that's lined up here. And I don't think I can dislodge that bishop, can I? Not very easily. I cannot easily dislodge that bishop. I could move this rook here and then threatening to drop this bishop back, but then they would just play that pawn forward. Or I could just drop the bishop back now and then bring this bishop down, but then they take, and then I lose another pawn. This is the worst I've done against a 1200 bot in a long time. Well, let's get my king out of that diagonal. And I can't move this rook yet because it's the only thing defending the f pawn. But I can move the f pawn now, for example, to defend that one. Because that one's not actually a pawn island yet. I just realized it is not actually yet a pawn island. But I want to put this bishop back here on c3, thus freeing my queen for this whole file here. Also, that protects that pawn. Okay, now they're attacking this one. Wow. Okay. Now I've blocked my queen from that whole diagonal again. And that pawn is hanging. Wow. Okay. Well, I was going to bring my queen out of there anyway. So let's do that. And then this to get rid of this bishop in the middle, but then they play that pawn forward, don't they? They did, yeah, they did. If I move this, that will open up my bishop here. So where do I want this queen? Maybe I shouldn't have put the queen here because I think I want the queen there. Leave that bishop where it is because it's strong right now. It's cutting off the king that way. And if I can get my queen maneuvered over to f3 and then play c5 where my bishop was pointed down there, I'll be threatening mate. Very close to mate. So where's the best place to play to threaten getting my queen to f3? I can come up one to be aiming over, or I could go back one to be aiming over, or I could go over one to be aiming over. Let's think about this. I don't see how any of those is better than any of the others, so I'm going to go up one and aiming over here and see what happens. Oh, nothing's defending that pawn. Okay, that was a mistake on the bot's part because it just gave me the bishop, right? I think everything up to now has been my mistakes or inaccuracies, but that had to have been a mistake to just give me the bishop. Pretty sure. It allows me to line up here, but I was already planning on bringing my queen over and then playing c5. I'm going to go ahead and line up the rooks, aiming at f7. That is, I assume, aiming at this pawn, trying to get around that way. But I'm going to play, I think I'm going to play c5 now, aiming for this check. I think the king has to go into the corner, and then, oh, I probably should have my queen over here now. Should I bring my queen over right now? Then what can they do? If I put my queen here aiming for a check on f6, that would be mate, so they have to defend against that. How would they defend against that? I don't know. Let's try it. That didn't defend against it. 33 moves. Wow. I actually beat that bot faster than I beat the previous 2 bots, but we all saw where the opponent made a mistake. I'm pretty sure when they just moved the queen over and gave me that bishop, opening up the F file, that's where the bot gave me the advantage. And before that, the bot had the advantage. But I'm going to click Save Game and run the game review to make sure. Okay, well, the game review has run. It said it It says I had 10 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, and 1 miss. Whereas the bot, which the column is behind my camera view, can I scroll up a little bit? Had 8 inaccuracies, 2 mistakes, 1 miss, and 1 blunder. But as you can see from the graph, I had a mild advantage early on, as high as +2 right there. But then I gave away the advantage at some point. The bot had the advantage all the way to there. I'm going to guess that's where the queen move was. Oh, it was inaccurate for me to move my rook over. But that was their blunder. And then I did the right thing after that. Okay, well, I'm going to back up then and see where I gave away my advantage. It says it was a mistake for them to move their bishop out. And my next move was a miss. B4 is what I played next. What should I have played next? Should I have just dropped this bishop back? Or should I have played the knight in there? Or should I have pushed this pawn? I'm going to guess it was one of those 3 moves, but I have no idea. Let's look. It was queen captures. Oh, A5? Well, yes, that pawn is hanging, but I guess I could have gone up a pawn at that point. But instead, I played that, and that's a miss, and it gave them the advantage. So they took it. I took back. They took. And it was not my best move to take it. Whoop, nope. Yes, it was. It was my best move to take it, which I did. Oh, that inaccuracy was bad enough to give me an advantage. If only I had played queen to b2. Well, I didn't want to line up in that. But, oh, no, now there's several moves that make it even. E5. Pretty sure E5 would have resulted in them taking and then me taking. But then they would have taken my bishop. Okay, now it's back to queen to b2 being slightly better. But E5, yeah. They would have just taken my bishop. Oh, but then I would have taken their bishop. Okay, so if I played there and they took and I took, they could have had my bishop for free, but then I would have had their bishop and I would have had a pawn in here that I could have anchored with my bishop. Okay, I probably wouldn't have played that in a game. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but instead I did an inaccuracy and then the bot played there and that was a mistake. Okay, here I should have played queen to c3 and let that pawn go. Okay, you remember me not being sure which of those pawns to save, but it definitely says to save the middle one. Queen to b2 or queen to c3. Or even queen to d2 and let both of them go. Is my third best move. But I went over there and let that pawn go, which they took, and I took back, and they got their bishop in there. Okay. And so then the bot was ahead up until... Wow. Okay, all my moves are inaccurate. Yep, another inaccuracy. Oh, that was a miss. That's because they should have taken the pawn, right? Yeah, when I moved that rook, they should have played queen to h4. How about that? Nothing's protecting this pawn. Why did I move the rook? I can't remember now. But they did that instead. The bot's up +2. Oh, I talked about playing f3, didn't I? But no, I did that. That's inaccurate, of course, because it was my plan. So anything that followed up with my plan was inaccurate. They're still supposed to play queen to h4. I get that it would attack their bishop, my bishop down here, and be lining up on that. I understand why that was a good move, but that's where they took. They still have the advantage. Wait, I should have. Why is that inaccurate? It's my top move. Oh, it's yeah. That's my best move. Nope. Well, Stockfish says one of those two is my best move, and it keeps going back and forth. I bet if I back up and go here, it's still having trouble deciding rook f1 or rook to e2. Oh, nope, they're very close. But I played that and it said it was inaccurate. But if I back up, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah, Stockfish has been doing that a lot lately. So I'm not counting that as an inaccuracy. And here, again, they should have played queen to h4. That would have protected their bishop and attacked my bishop at the same time. Or bishop to c5. So them giving away the bishop gave me the thing. Okay, that's what we thought. I'm glad I won. I hated that it was due to just an outright blunder that I recognized as soon as it happens, but that often happens with these lower rated bots. Hopefully you learned something from this game. I think I did. And now I'm going to go play the highest rated Women's History Month bot and wish me luck. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.